All right, Shalom. I was a Zahab, GMS, Mississippi Camp, Spirit Wind Judah, giving our honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai. Also giving double honors to the apostles of GMS. And I also want to say salutations to the elect. All right, and I just want to go into a quick discussion about, trans fats and blood pressure, man. Because a lot of brothers in this truth and sisters, man, because I know, sisters watch these sites as well, these videos as well. They have high blood pressure. But one thing about Jake, man, the 12 tribes, the pharmaceutical industry markets off your ignorance. Not saying you're ignorant as in you're stupid, but they market off the fact that you really may not know how your internal system works because nobody teaches us that when we're young. So we basically, not only we inherit our parents' diseases because a lot of times we just inherit their lifestyle. We inherit the food that they eat, man. Me personally, I'm from the South. And not only am I grew up on the standard American diet, I grew up on not only did I grow up on a standard American diet, I basically grew up on a Southern diet. You know what I mean? But as you get older, you know better, you do better. And a lot of people, they suffer from that because they inherit their same plantation diet that their parents was on. And consequently, they end up having the same diseases, all right? So you have to ask yourself, what is high blood pressure, and generally, what causes high blood pressure? Because the first thing that comes to my mind is like trans fat. Because trans fat solidifies in your arteries, and your blood travels through your arteries. Now, if you have a lot of things that's mucus forming or that solidifies in your arteries in general, what's going to happen? It's going to thin out that passageway in your arteries, which means it's going to increase pressure throughout your arteries. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. If you have a water hose and you have water coming out of that water hose, what happens if you squeeze on a water hose? It's going to increase pressure because you just narrowed the tube, which causes more pressure, water pressure to go through the water hose. Same thing with your arteries. If you thicken the artery walls with things as mucus forming or plaque causing, such as trans fat, then guess what? You're going to increase your blood pressure, man. All right? This is where you get blood clots from as well, because you have things surrounding your artery walls, your vessel walls, so to speak, man. And it's very important to understand that because oxygen flows in your blood, all right? Minerals flow through your blood by way of the food that you put in your body, all right? Well, going back to the food that you put in your body, all right? So your blood is like a transportation system, man. The same way America's transportation system is like the trucking system. If you go on the highway, it's trucks, 18-wheelers all throughout the United States, transporting goods and services to different entities, to different companies, all right, to keep their company running, all right? That's how your blood vessels are. Your blood cells, they carry oxygen and nutrients to your cells. But if you surround your blood vessels with cholesterol, which is basically mucus or fat, or basically a solidified substance, guess what? You're gonna thin out that passageway, which is gonna give you poor oxygen and nutrient transportation, man. Same way, it's the same thing, man. All right. Excuse me if you can't see me because of the direction of the sun, but you can hear what I'm saying. All right. So think about the time your mom cooked with Crisco or whatever. Or you might have cooked with Crisco, and every now and then, you might slip, man. You might go out, and they're not going to cook in olive oil at those restaurants for the most part. But when she drained the grease from the skillet when the food was done, she might have put it in a little cup by the stove. But what happened over a period of time? That grease that you was cooking with solidified. So the same thing that it did in that cup, which was solidified, is going to be the same thing it's going to do inside your body, man. That trans fat is going to solidify in your vessels. That's why, if I'm not mistaken, cooking with trans fat is illegal in either Europe or certain parts of Europe, man. Because it'll kill you, man. That's where you get heart attacks from. All right. Anytime you have high blood pressure or you have poor blood circulation because of the mucus forming plaque inside of your vessels, you're going to have poor oxygen going to and from your heart. All right. And your blood vessels, your blood cells travel all throughout your body, transporting nutrients and oxygen to your cells. If you have poor blood circulation, you're gonna have poor oxygen circulation, poor nutrient circulation. So now you can't replenish your tissues with the nutrients and oxygen your body needs. What do your tissues make up? Your organs. So you're gonna have weak organs, man. But when you go to the doctor, it's like some mystery as to how you got it. Well, you got high blood pressure. You gotta understand the cause and effect of the things you put in your body, man. You can't go wrong when you go back to the Heavenly Father, man. When you start eating processed food and trans fat and all that stuff, man, it basically weakens the body. It weakens your temple, man. All right, like I said, high blood pressure is caused by basically plaque forming around your arteries. And one example of how something that causes high blood pressure is food that's high in trans fat, because trans fat solidifies in your arteries, which realistically thins out your blood flow, causing pressure, man. So that's how you get blood clots, because you have all that plaque and mucus, well, which is the same thing. It's where you get the cholesterol from. It's like glue, it's fat. All right, you have high cholesterol, you got all that buildup around your arteries, which cause blood clots, because the red blood cells get all clogged up. It's like you have people walking through a doorway. If too many people is trying to walk through this thin ass doorway, what's gonna happen? They gonna jam into each other. The same way with a blood clot. And now you have a blood clot. Now you can't have nutrients and oxygen transported to your cells, which makes up the tissues, man. Which is a cause and effect. Now you can't have oxygen going to your heart, oxygen going to your brain, man. All right. So we gotta stay away from the food. That's why we have to cleanse ourselves. And that's why it's good to eat leafy greens, because leafy greens scrub your system, man. They scrub all that gunk that's left into your system that's making you sick, man. Leafy greens, by way of a smoothie, by way of a salad, man. However you want to do it. All right? But I'm not going to, go on and on, but that was definitely on my spirit. I know through the spirit, a lot of brothers in this truth, man, they have elements like that, man. But to the next lesson, I hope you brothers are edified. Shalom.